As you all know, the US has bombed Iran. This is a major and highly alarming development that has escalated the conflict in the Middle East dramatically this week. On Sunday, June 22nd, the US launched direct military strikes against 3 Iranian nuclear sites, effectively inserting itself into the ongoing war between Israel and Iran. President Donald Trump confirmed that the US military carried out a very successful attack on 3 key Iranian nuclear facilities. US officials also claimed that Iranian authorities did not detect the attack until it was over and the bombers had withdrawn from Iranian airspace, praising the precision and secrecy of the operation. Trump declared that Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated and that the strikes were a spectacular military success. The stated objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi condemned the US attacks as a grave violation of the UN Charter, international law, and the NPT or Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. He claimed that the events were outrageous and that they warned of everlasting consequences. Keir Starmer emphasised his focus on de-escalation but confirmed the UK is moving military equipment, including Typhoon fighter jets, into the Middle East to protect its interests. Alex Belfield has been a prominent figure in the news this week, primarily because he is due to be released from prison this month, and the anticipation of his release has brought renewed attention to his case and the concerns of his victims. He plans to publish 6 books, detailing his life story, his time in prison, and his trial. He's also promised to continue his YouTube channel, which is called The Voice of Reason, which he started after his dismissal from BBC Leeds and used to direct his harassment campaigns. India and Iran have been at it again. Operation Sindhu, India's evacuation efforts. The Indian government launched this operation this week, specifically on Wednesday, June 18th, in response to the rapidly deteriorating security situation in Iran due to the ongoing conflict with Israel. The primary goal is to ensure the safety and security of Indian nationals in Iran and facilitate their return home. As of Saturday, June 21st, the Ministry of External Affairs reported that 517 Indian nationals have already returned to India under this operation. This includes students and religious pilgrims. Separately, India's High Commissioner inaugurated a National Day of Yoga celebration by reading a message from King Charles III praising yoga's promotion of unity, compassion and well-being. This small diplomatic gesture is unrelated to the evacuations but shows broader engagement. This week, a significant development in Wlalsall saw 8 men jailed for a combined total of almost 120 years, following a brutal gang-related attack involving a firearm and other weapons. This is a major victory for West Midlands Police in their efforts to combat serious organised crime in the area. The violent attack took place on July 31st, 2024, shortly before 11:50 p.m. on Reedswood Lane in Wlalsall. 5 men were sitting in a car when their vehicle was aggressively rammed by 2 other vehicles. A group of men with a firearm, machines, knives and baseball bats and cricket bats launched a ferocious attack on the targeted car. A firearm was discharged at close range into the vehicle, causing significant and life-threatening injuries to the victims. The men inside the car managed to drive themselves to Wlalsall Manor Hospital, where they presented with various severe injuries, including slash wounds and gunshot wounds. All victims sustained serious life-altering injuries, requiring multiple surgeries, and 1 victim was placed in an induced coma due to the severity of those injuries. The perpetrators were as follows: Ahmad Shahzad, jailed for 17 years, Hiza Ayaz for 17 years, Mohammed Sajid for 16 years, Kamran Moore for 18 years, Shahzad Mahmood for 17 years, Karoom Sajjad for 16 years, Wahid Ayub for 17 years, and Umar Sadiq for 2 years for assisting an offender. China is suffering. China's Producer Price Index, or PPI, which measures factory gate prices, fell by 3.3% year-on-year in May 2025, marking the 32nd consecutive month of producer deflation, the steepest decline since July 2023. This indicates a prolonged period of falling prices at the wholesale level, reflecting weak demand and oversupply. China's property market continues to be a major drag on the economy. Despite government intervention and stimulus measures, broad-based stabilization, let alone recovery, is not expected this year. New and second-hand home prices continue to fall, albeit at a slightly slower pace in some top-tier cities. Overall prices are significantly down from their peak. For example, new home prices down 9.8%, existing homes down 16.9%. from their peak. The World Bank notes a weakening link between economic growth and job creation. China's economy created significantly fewer net new jobs in the last 5 years compared to the 5 years before that, just to name a few. Experts, including the World Bank, suggest that beyond short-term stimulus, stronger social safety nets and structural reforms are needed to encourage more spending, improve financial security, and boost productivity to sustain long-term growth. Stabilizing the property market and restoring confidence remain paramount. History has shown us they'll probably get themselves out this rut. But what do you think? See you next Sunday.